one match I particularly remember you being in, Full Brawl 95 with Brian Pillman. And I remember watching that and thinking, just a normal match to kick off a pay-per-view. And then it just kept getting better and better and better and better to the point that I still remember it being just a brilliant match. And I actually searched for it recently. And loads of other people are raving about one of those forgotten matches that are just absolutely fantastic. So, what do you remember? I don't suppose you remember that match particularly, but how do you remember Brian Pillman as well? And
I absolutely remember that match because it was about a 30-minute match, and we don't normally wrestle that long. And for them to give us that time on an opening match of a pay-per-view was very unusual. And of course, it was, Brian, I got to give Brian the credit. I mean, he put that match together and he was amazing to work with. And we both had a lot of similar moves so it really, I don't know, we just connected in that ring. And it's so amazing because I'm really good friends with his son, Brian Pillman Jr. now. And his son and his daughter actually came out to one of my presentations about 5 or 6 years ago. And he was in college and he was kind of an overweight kid. And he said that day inspired him to pursue that path of becoming a professional wrestler. And he's a great kid, man. And I'm just so proud to know him. But his dad, I got to tell you, man, that match is one of my favorite matches, was Fall Brawl with Brian Pillman, because I don't think anyone expected us to tear down the house like we did that day. And he was just a great worker, great guy to work with.
so you also worked with him in '91 as well when he was in the Yellow Dog. When he had the mask on, pretended to be someone else.
That one wasn't so
Oh
good.
no! Now,
I was as green as grass. Okay,
yeah,
I just got into business. Remember something? I didn't get into business. I started wrestling in 1990. I mean, my first match I ever had was 1990. So when I think about that, I just started. Next thing I know, they're putting me out there. I signed with WCW because I look like, Dusty Rhodes says, man, anybody tell you look like Little Richard. And that's the reason I got a job. But I didn't know how to wrestle. And it was guys that they put me on the road with to teach me along the way. That was very, very, I mean, think about this. My first match is like, I'm wrestling Sting. I'm wrestling, Cactus Jack. I'm wrestling Steve Austin. And here's this kid that didn't know how to wrestle. Next thing I know, I'm wrestling Ric Flair. I was like so nervous thinking I'm wrestling Ric Flair, Oh man, just great memories though, because it was like those guys just helped me get through those first couple of years to finally, be able to have some sort of work ethic or workability.
well, was that instilled by the Malenkos as well, or the Simons, to use their real name? Because I didn't realize that you were trained by. Was it just Dean, or was it Larry?
No,
Larry?
it wasn't. No, Dean and Joe were not. They were on the road wrestling. I mean, it was his dad, Boris Malenko, was the guy that first trained me, and what a great guy. Their school is about an hour away from where I used to live, and I used to drive there after work and on weekends, and I just learned how to wrestle. And then some of the guys I met at the gym, they were the guys that were like beat up on national television. They got paid like $150 to drive from Venice, Florida to Atlanta, Georgia. It's about an 8-hour drive. They would drive up, wrestle, and then drive back, And one day I said to them, I said, can I go with you guys? And they said, yeah, you never know. They may pick you, And sure enough, that's when Dusty Rhodes met me and thought I looked like Little Richard and gave me this incredible job as Johnny B. Bad and changed my whole life.
So was it genuinely that informal? You just turn up, stand in a line, almost. I won't use a crass euphemism there. There's always like a line of girls, and you have to pick which one you want, to go on television. Was it just that informal and just hope
Great
for the
analogy,
best?
but yeah, very similar, man. I was in good shape. I worked out at the gym. I was tanned. And they put me in a match with Doom, Ron Simmons and Butch Reed. They were like the world tag team champions, and here I am, one of my first matches ever, And I don't know, I probably screwed up that match so bad, I just remember that they said Dusty wanted to see me after the match. I thought, oh gosh, yeah, I'm never going to be able to come back here again, and I really need the money. And it's so funny, but I didn't tell you the story, was that when I had my truck, I had this little Isuzu pickup truck that got repossessed. I was just dire straits, man. My life was just coming to an end until Dusty Rhodes gave me this job, and everything changed, man. It was just incredible all my dreams and goals I had as a little kid were becoming a reality in my life, traveling the world, meeting movie stars and superstars, and it's just incredible journey.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Enough is enough! Booty poo candy ass! I had him writhing in pain with my sharpshooter. Rocky! I am not a nugget!
Stick him straight up your candy ass!
I kicked your leg out of your leg.
The Rock has come back!